All right, so it's October, and you know what that means? It means some major league playoffs heading up, and we're on our way to the World Series. So today we'll be making some playoff predictions, and I will tell you who will be in the World Series this October. All right, so here we see the brackets. So the New York Yankees defeated the Boston Red Sox in the wild card. The Detroit Tigers also won their wild card. The Dodgers beat the Reds in their wild card game, and in the final wild card game, the Padres lost to the Cubs. So we are down to the final 8 teams to see who will play in the World Series this year, and the first playoff match we'll be looking at is the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALDS number one. So this one is going to be an all-timer, I think, the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays haven't done anything since 92, 93, when Joe Carter hit the ball heard round the world, and the Blue Jays went back to back. And since then, they have done absolutely nothing, getting eliminated in the first round multiple times. And since the Blue Jays last won the championship, the Yankees have won multiples of multiple championships. But in this one, in the first round, I'm sorry, Yankees, the Toronto Blue Jays will be advancing. All right, now in the second American League divisional, it will be the Detroit Tigers against the Seattle Mariners. So in this one, could it be the Tigers? Could it be the Mariners? It honestly, to me, it's a toss-up. It could be either team. I mean, every time in the playoffs, there's underdogs that achieve greater than people think they will. But in this one, Detroit, Seattle, honestly, advancing, in my opinion, to play the Toronto Blue Jays will be the Detroit Tigers. All right, now switching over to the National League, we will see the Chicago Cubs against the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, in this one, honestly, I don't see how the Chicago Cubs lose. I know people are shocked to hear it, but I think in this one, the Brewers are just not going to be enough, and it will be Chicago all day long. So advancing to the National League Finals will be the Chicago Cubs. All right, and in the final quarterfinal match in the second National League divisional round, it will be the Los Angeles against the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Dodgers are currently the underdogs, which I think makes a lot of sense because, in my opinion, the Dodgers have a decent team, but not a good enough team to make it to the World Series. So, in this one, we are 100% going to take the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, so in the American League, the final two teams will be the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Honestly, let's 100% be honest. I am super biased here. So obviously, I'm going to take Vladdy and the Blue Jays to take out the Detroit Tigers in the American League Finals. To me, there's no doubt Toronto's on a hot streak. It's their time to shine. Joe Carter is looking on thinking, yes, 20 plus years, 30 plus years, actually, my bad. And it's time for Toronto to get to the World Series yet again. So in this one, I'm taking the Blue Jays to beat the Detroit Tigers. All right, and in the National League Finals, we see the Chicago Cubs against the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, now I know a few people were shocked when I said Chicago would beat the number one Milwaukee team in the NL, but what's even more shocking is they won't make it to the World Series. They upset the number one seed, but unfortunately for them, they will lose, and the Los Angeles Dodgers will make it to the World Series in October to play the Toronto Blue Jays. So there's my prediction for the World Series in 2025. It will be the Toronto Blue Jays against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Who will walk out World Series champions? I'm about to tell ya. All right, so in the World Series, like I said, we have the number one team in the AL, the Toronto Blue Jays, going head to head with the number three team in the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And who will be World Series champions? Well, you might be surprised you're thinking you're so biased towards the Blue Jays. Well, I might shock you with this pick because the 2025 World Series champions will be none other than the Toronto Blue Jays. That's right, my pick personally to win the World Series in 2025 will be the Toronto Blue Jays. They will hoist the trophy for the first time since 1993. So, as sweet as 1993 was when the Blue Jays won, this will be even sweeter because it's been over 30 years since the Toronto Blue Jays have won the World Series, and 30 plus years later, the Blue Jays win the World Series. I hope everyone enjoys the playoffs. Enjoy the Blue Jays victory.